The Lord Jesus says in his word, come, rest. It seems like there's so little good news going around these days, and if we let ourselves get sucked in by the endless news cycles, the weight of human suffering, brutal oppression, and the ongoing conflicts, all of this can threaten to crush our hearts. And I've felt that way lately. In my personal life, there is much to celebrate and smile about. But on a national and international scale, you see, the burden is heavy. And I know chances are good that you're facing personal crises and sorrows as well. So join me today as we discuss Come to Me, Rest. So I'm reminded once again of Jesus' words in Matthew 11, verses 28 to 30, where he says, come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light. Rest for your souls, easy yoke, light burden. Does that sound like something you want today? I know I do. And the way to such a peaceful life is not ignoring the news or hiding from the hard things in our lives, but rather allowing the burdens to press us to our knees before the Lord Jesus. Let's watch how Jesus responds to those who came to him needy and broken. In Matthew 19, though there were important people in his presence, they pushed away the little children, whereas Jesus welcomed them and he embraced them and he spoke a blessing over their lives, over the lives of the children. Children are important. In Mark 10, when the rich young ruler was trying to find his way, Jesus looked at him with love and compassion. Love and compassion. We have another example. In Matthew 15, verses 21 to 28, we have the Gentile mother who is pleading for her sick daughter. And Jesus, what did he do? He commended her faith and healed her daughter immediately. What a wondrous thing. Then we have another lovely example in Luke 7, verse 13, when Jesus saw a widow whose only son had died. It says in the scriptures, he was moved with compassion, literally feeling it in his gut. And then he reached out his hand and he raised the young man from the dead. Amazing. Then we have one more in John 11, verse 35. Even though the Lord Jesus knew that Lazarus' death was but temporary, Jesus still wept over the devastation and the pain that was caused by the death to his dear friends, sisters Mary and Martha. Jesus wept. He felt their pain. Now, why do I bring up these examples? Because I want us to remember that when we bring our burdens to Jesus, we're not approaching a stoic, distant, indifferent God. On the contrary, we are bringing our burdens to the Lord Jesus. When we do this, he is moved with compassion for us and with us, and he enters into our sorrow as the man of sorrows. But he doesn't leave us helpless and hopeless. Jesus walks with us through the pain and into the hope that He will set all things right, so we can rest as we trust in Him. A cherished verse for me is in Hebrews 4 verse 16, where the Bible reads, "Let us then approach God's throne of grace with confidence, so that we may receive mercy and find grace to help in our time of need." Now this is the privilege of prayer. This is the gift of resting in God's presence. So regardless of how heavy the news or how hopeless the personal circumstances, let's run to the Lord Jesus. Not because it's the right thing to do, and not because of some moral obligation, but because Jesus is waiting to walk with us through the hard times and toward the hope that only He can give. I trust this has been a blessing to you, and I look forward to learning with you next time.